For today's lesson, we are going to find out how to evaluate algebraic expressions. Now, this is pretty easy to do, so let's go ahead and get started here. Let's start off with some vocabulary, objective, and a standard. Our objective for today is to evaluate algebraic expressions. First vocabulary word is a variable, and that's when a letter represents a number. We're going to see variables in our problems. A constant is a number that does not change. An algebraic expression is a math problem with a letter in it. And when they tell you to evaluate, it means to answer. So an evaluate means to answer an algebraic expression. And our standard is AF 2.0, and that's for students to evaluate an algebraic expression. All right, on to some examples. Now, our first problem, you can see they're telling us to evaluate. That means answer. Let's say that s is equal to 3. So s is our variable, and it is the same as 3. So we start off with this problem. S plus 7 means 3 plus 7. The very first step you're going to do in an algebraic expression is replace the letter with the number. So 3 plus 7, that's a pretty easy addition problem. We know that 3 plus 7 is 10. So our answer for this problem is 10. Let's try out another one. This time let's say that s equals 5. S is 5. So now here's the problem, s plus 7. Remember, step 1 is to replace the variable with the number they give us. Well, what's the number? S equals 5. So this now becomes 5 plus 7. Pretty easy addition problem again. 5 plus 7 is 12. All right, let's look at one more example. This one's a little different because we're going to have to use the order of operations. So remember, always do the most important operation first. So now this time we have something that looks a little different, 3x minus 2. And now they're telling us x equals 5. So we're going to replace this x with a 5. Why 5? Because x equals 5. So there we go. Step 1, substitute x for 5. So now here's our new problem. 3, 5, minus 2. Now whenever we see two numbers next to each other like that with no sign, or two numbers next to each other and one has parentheses, that means to multiply. So for step 2, we're going to have to multiply. 3 times 5 is 15. The minus 2 part stays the same. So step 1, substitute. Step 2, multiply. Step 3 is going to be subtract. 15 minus 2 is 13. Pretty easy problem. This one just had 2 steps instead of 1. As long as we use the correct order of operations, you should always get the correct answer. We did multiplication before subtraction because multiplication in this case is more important than subtraction, following the rules of the order of operations. So now you know how to evaluate algebraic expressions. This one's pretty easy. Hopefully you'll have no problem on your homework.